Um, on behalf of Dementia and Davy and his lovely wife, who's also here, we would just like to say thank you to all the organisers, Carmel and Helen, and all of the other people who've travelled from Northern Ireland, Wales, United Kingdom, Scotland and Europe. We really wanted to come down today to talk to you about Dementia. We're a relatively new organisation in terms of, what we're doing. And Davy has joined me today, and I'm going to address you for a very short period because I want Davy to have time to speak about his story and what he's doing. But I'm just going to very quickly just introduce him. And Davy is from rural Fermanagh. We're both coming from a very rural background today, as Bernadine is, I know as well. And we've travelled for 4.5 hours to get here, but we're so delighted. And I just want to talk to you a wee bit about the background of Dementia, who we are, what we do, so that you can become accustomed to us, to know what we're doing. And if you want to come down and see us at our stand, we're downstairs as well. So 5 individuals came together in County Antrim in 2014. They felt as though they had still got a lot more to give, and there was still life for them after a diagnosis. One of our members regularly quotes, I felt there was more to pushing skittles around the floor. He didn't want to be doing those types of activities. He didn't want to be playing bingo. He just felt at 52, do you know what, there's more for me to do here. The mission that they put in place in Dementia was that people with dementia taking action, having their voices heard and improving the lives of everybody who has dementia. So not just in Northern Ireland. We want to change, and through the members, they want to change the policies and practices that are being developed, and they want to be a part of what they're doing and that development. So the vision was that everybody that was living with dementia in Northern Ireland and afar will receive an accurate and timely diagnosis and have access to appropriate support and services. And with that right support, they could live well. As you know, this can be something that you experience gaps in when you live in rural areas, and we do see that in Northern Ireland. We see that the rural areas do tend to slack a little bit further behind in what's available to them than the big cities, the cities like Derry and the cities like Belfast. But I'm not going to read everything that's on these slides because it's just there for a visual, but I want to just tell you a little bit about where we are now. So as I said, in 2014, 5 people set up this organisation, 5 people who were living with dementia. They themselves, living with dementia, secured £300,000 for us to be able to run this organisation. They then set up a board of directors, and it was then incorporated as a company. In 2015 September, the first members of staff were employed, and then we had the empowerment officer. I came along a little bit later in April, and in August, as you can see, it takes quite a long time for us to actually get charity status. So it really wasn't until August 2017 that we received our charity status, but we were working away in the background. In 2017, we then got a fundraiser, and that's really helping us as well because we've now come to the end of our funding. So we're going through that long slog of applying for more funding, and whilst that's going on, she's tirelessly fundraising for us. Why is Dementia unique? Because it was set up by people who have a diagnosis of dementia. It is membership only, so those people that join the organisation have to have a diagnosis of dementia. It is a safe and secure environment for people then to be supported by staff and volunteers. People can share their story. It also enables people with dementia to have their voices heard and to speak about their dementia. And we also work in partnership because we don't duplicate any other services. What do we do for our members? So our members help each other. We also provide them an opportunity to use existing skills and to develop new skills. And that's very important. Agnes has just said, people can still learn new things whenever they have a diagnosis of dementia, and we can see that every day through the work that we're doing, using smartphones, tablets, booking their own cruises, booking their own flights and going away by themselves. It builds confidence that is often lost throughout a diagnosis of dementia. And it also, one of the main things that Dementia members do with the help of staff, I'm admin, that's what I do. I help to facilitate, but I do all of that annoying admin-y stuff that really takes up a lot of time. So if you're getting calls, that's me. I'm the annoying person that never gives up until I get what my members want. They're really influential. So we raise awareness using personal experience through the likes of Davy, and the organisation, which is very important, is led by people with dementia through the support of staff. So this is some of the things that we have achieved, and I'm not going to touch on all of these things, but you can read them as I go along. We've been very heavily involved in a lot of work going across Northern Ireland. So not only have we set up 7 empowerment groups supporting a large number of people with dementia in Northern Ireland, We've set up groups in rural Northern Ireland as well. So we have a group in Irvinstown, which maybe a lot of you don't know, but it is quite rural. So that's quite a good group that we have as well. But we also go out and we deliver awareness talks. The people with dementia come out and they do that. With the support of staff who bring all the stuff and have it ready for them. We're prominent at awareness raising because we've BBC NI appeals. We've been working quite a lot recently with welfare reform. There's been a lot of issues in the UK and in Northern Ireland about PIPS processes for people who are under 65, having their benefits reassessed, you know, being put through awful testing. But our members have lobbied and campaigned and have been knocking the doors of MPs and knocking the doors of MLAs, and they're not letting it go because it's just awful. We also have been heavily involved in the Still Me campaign, and anybody who's been at our stand will see the leaflets. Our members have also co-created those leaflets with those people from the Public Health Agency. We do a lot of outreach work, and we're also involved in a lot of the dementia-friendly initiatives going across Northern Ireland. There's a lot, and I know Alzheimer's Society are the lead on that, but we get involved and we help out as best we can. We also link up with universities. We're taking part in loads of studies such as dementia and isolation and loneliness. Is there comparisons between rural people who live in rural areas and their level of loneliness and isolation, and also people in urban areas? But mostly, and this is where I'm sort of going to be finalising my part, consultation work is at the heart of what Dementia NI members do. Our groups are empowerment groups, and they're set up for peer support, number one, but anybody who wants to develop something for the person with dementia can come into that group and actually speak to them, people with the condition, and they can find out what they want, not what they think they want. But we also have been involved with the British Psychological Society through this kind of consultation work, the Delirium campaign, the Dementia Together NI, all of their leaflets, and the Northern Ireland Hospice looking at palliative care for people with dementia. That is at the heart of what we do, the consultation work, the co-creation and the co-writing of policies and procedures. But we also have lots of fun when we're doing it. We do have the occasional outing, and we go for dinner, and we were out for dinner last night, so thank you very much for having us. And to sum it up, members in each area support the charity and help to raise awareness. Many members attend meetings, consultation groups, steering groups and photo calls. But what you need to know is that the members support staff as much as the staff support members. I couldn't do it without Davy. I couldn't, the likes of Davy. And I am forever in debt to the members in the organisation who make it so easy for me to get these meetings and to go out and deliver these talks. When you're down at the stall, be aware that we have our jam card. Anybody in the UK, Ireland, Wales, Scotland and anywhere can sign up to this. It was created by Dementia NI members off the back of the Now group, and it was initially developed for people who have learning disabilities or difficulties, and we decided, our members decided that they were going to create their own. And there's a little small bit of information about it, and you can apply for one through Dementia NI. But that's it. I'm finished. It's important that you hear from Davy. He's living in rural Fermanagh and he's living with dementia, so it's my pleasure to introduce him. And bear in mind, he's new to this. He's a relatively new member, but he's amazing. So I'm just so delighted that you can meet him. Oh.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name's Davy. I'm age 50. I'm 55 years old. I come from an area of rural Fermanagh, which is a really beautiful area, but I find there's certain challenges for me. After my diagnosis, I wasn't able to drive for about 8 weeks, and that was quite. It was hard to take. Even going for a newspaper was out of the question. Things that I wouldn't have thought of. The nearest bus was about 2 miles away. I was diagnosed on the 19th of May 2017. It's a day I say now I'll not forget, but maybe someday I will forget. But it was a shocking day. My life just fell apart that day in those minutes with the consultant. It wasn't a very positive experience for me, and I had very little information to take home with me. It was on a Friday, the diagnosis. That weekend was terrible. I made the mistake of getting on to Dr. Google, and that was the worst thing I could have done. I almost tried to diagnose myself again from what I was reading, and believe me, it did me no good. After the diagnosis, I say my world just fell apart. I didn't know what to do or where to find the information from. I felt very isolated and very alone. My wife was still working at that time, and days were long, and I just tried to isolate myself from everybody. Then there was a community nurse got involved with me. She's an amazing woman. She really helped me. She explained the diagnosis to me and really helped me with that. As that year went on, I got very, very depressed. Very depressed. I was in a very deep black hole, and I was at the bottom of that. I had even thoughts of harming myself, which was very difficult for myself and the family. The nurse actually, she recommended that I made the call to Dementia and an organisation I hadn't heard tell of at that stage. I rang that day, rang the office, and I spoke to Tara that day, and that really got the ball rolling. It was a very difficult call to make, and I was a bit distressed when I was talking to Tara, but thankfully it was the best phone call I ever made. Dementia Now has really helped me. I went to the group in November 17. I thought I was the only person suffering from dementia, but I met two members that day, and I realised very quickly I wasn't the only person with dementia. At our Christmas dinner, I met a man called John, who's one of the founder members of Dementia Now, and just speaking to John for a few minutes, I realised that definitely my life wasn't over, and I had years ahead of me. I thought it's really Dementia Now have really turned my life around. I've no doubt that they have saved my life. I have no doubt about that. The members have showed me a way forward, that there really is a way forward, and it's given me the strength to carry on and to fight for change, and change in the North is badly needed, and myself and other members have made it a goal to make that change. We're working with different groups. We've had meetings with the Western Trust and their board members. We speak to care groups, nursing students. We'll speak to anybody who'll listen to us, really. Dementia Now is amazing. As I said, they've given my life back, and they've given me a voice, really. A voice that I would not have had without Dementia Now. They've opened the doors for me to speak to very influential people at the minute, and we have a lot more people to meet and talk to, but I want to make change. There's drastic change needed, and I want to make that change. If one person, if I can help one person with that diagnosis and their life to come, I'm happy. If one person I can help, you know. But I can't really speak highly enough, and Paula, the support from the dementia team is unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. And to say it has turned my life around now, and it's given me a very positive future. And we have a lot of fighting to do, but we're going to take that fight to them, so we are. Thank you very much.